Hello everyone, I'm Carthu, and today we discuss what happens in the future Trunks arc when a Gohan that never stopped training is involved. Remember, this is part 3 of this series, so if you missed part 1 and 2, make sure to click that I button to check them out, or even click the link in the description. If you're all caught up, let's jump into it with the video intro. When we left off in part 2, Gohan had just fought Goku Black, easily outclassing him until the time rift closed, sending Goku Black back to his own timeline. But before he's pulled through the portal, he destroys the time machine. With the fighting done, Gohan powers down to base form and goes to help Trunks put out the fire on the time machine. After the time machine is put out and seemingly irreparable, the same scene with Cell's time machine and future Bulma's notes plays out. After this, Trunks is blown away by the newfound power of his master's present timeline counterpart. Gohan asks if that Goku Black person is the reason he returned to the present, and Trunks nods. Gohan thinks for a second and says, "You'll need to gain power quickly before returning to your timeline, and I know just the way to do it." Then, without warning, Supreme Kai appears, putting his hand on Trunks and Gohan and teleporting them back to the realm of the Kaioshin. Once they arrive and Trunks realizes what happened, he bows to the Supreme Kai, who he of course met when facing Majin Buu in his own timeline. But there's an unfamiliar face here as well, the Elder Kai. Elder Kai was never released from the destroyed Z-Sword in Trunks' timeline, so now's the chance for Trunks to get the power he was denied in his timeline. The ritual begins, and over the course of the day it takes for it to complete, the time machine itself is repaired, and Goku, Beerus, and Whis confront Zamasu, just like they did in the anime. After getting his hidden potential unlocked, Trunks returns to Earth with Gohan, where they learn that the time machine has been repaired, but the fuel will take a day to make. Gohan thinks this is perfect, and a day is more than enough time. He takes Trunks and flies off to Kami's lookout and explains the situation to Dende. With his permission, they are allowed to use the Room of Spirit and Time for the day. Trunks immediately understands Gohan's plan, but explains that he's already used the room for 2 years, unlike Gohan and Goku, so the door would disappear for him. However, Dende explains that he had the room upgraded after the lookout and room were destroyed by Majin Buu, so the 2-year time limit was no longer an issue, which is why Goku and Vegeta could use the chamber for 3 additional years before the Universe 6 tournament. So, without concern of being trapped any longer, the two of them enter the chamber to begin their training together. However, right as they enter the room, a familiar voice comes from behind them. "A year was plenty of time to turn your parents into gods, so how about I join you in this little chamber of yours?" The two turn around to see Whis standing behind them. Both are startled to see him here, but he explains that since his future self lacks a god of destruction and a current candidate, he'd prepare Trunks to fill that role once he saves his timeline. While seemingly selfish, you can see Whis' excitement to train more Saiyans with their great potential. So begins their training in the Room of Spirit and Time. They emerge just under a day later in regular time. Both are almost unrecognizable, not physically, but the pressure they exert even in base form is unprecedented. "You both have untapped potential that may even exceed your father's, but this is as far as we can get you in such limited time." Both Gohan and Trunks bow to Whis and thank him for his help. Then, Whis flies off to Beerus. Gohan and Trunks nod at each other and fly back to Capsule Corp. They are going to take the time machine to the future. Vegeta and Goku meet them, but Trunks tells them that he'll handle this, and Gohan is just coming for backup. Goku starts to complain because he wanted to fight Goku Black, but Vegeta takes a look at his son and says, "Drop it, Kakarot. You said it yourself once. They can't rely on us forever." Goku nods and wishes them good luck. So, Gohan and Trunks go to the future to face down Goku Black. But in the present, Vegeta and Goku go to Beerus' planet, where Beerus is still suspicious of Zamasu. This leads to Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and Whis traveling to Universe 10 in order to observe Zamasu and make sure that he does no wrong. This plays out the same way it does in canon, except Vegeta is also there this time, when Zamasu is Hakai. In the future, however, things are just kicking off. As Gohan and Trunks arrive in the future timeline, they release their ki to get the attention of Goku Black, who quickly flies to them once he senses it. Goku Black laughs at the sight of Gohan and Trunks, claiming that he's far stronger than Gohan now, so this won't be a challenge at all. Maybe if their fathers had come, they would have had a chance. But as of now, there's no way they can win this. Without transforming, Trunks launches at Goku Black and begins to pummel him with ease. Shocked by the power on display, Black transforms into Super Saiyan Rose and is able to take control of the fight because of it. Trunks gets knocked to the ground, and Black reminds them that they have no chance of defeating him. Even Super Saiyan 2 wouldn't cover this gap. Trunks smirks and transforms into his ultimate form, but there's no detectable ki at all. Goku Black instantly recognizes this as God Ki and begins to get flustered and in a frenzy attacks Trunks. Meanwhile, next to Gohan, two people teleport into the battlefield, Gowasu and Supreme Kai. Gowasu came in hopes of changing Zamasu's mind, but Gohan tells him it's far too late to save the Mad God now. Supreme Kai can't say a word as he's startled by the power that Trunks is using. Gohan explains that in the Room of Spirit and Time, Whis taught the two of them how to access God Ki. This, of course, gave them access to Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, but Super Saiyan Blue's strain on the body was far too great to master in a year, and Super Saiyan God would be too weak to defeat Black, assuming he could also transform. So, they spent their time learning how to combine God Ki and the Ultimate Form to create the Ultimate God form. This gave the appearance that they were in base, but the form itself actually rivals Super Saiyan Blue in power. It's not perfect by any means, but it's strong enough to get the job done, for now at least. If they train the form hard enough, the form could potentially surpass Super Saiyan Blue. The attention returns to the fight, where Trunks has Goku Black pinned against a building, and charges a final flash to finish the job. But he is saved by the immortal Zamasu right before the blast can connect. The two begin to attack Trunks, who quickly realizes that Zamasu is actually immortal, and Goku Black is only getting stronger and stronger as the fight goes on. Trunks seems like he might struggle if this goes on, so Gohan begins to think about what their next move should be. Sure, he could join the fight, but that wouldn't stop the immortal one, and even if they could get Goku Black in a position to be defeated, he'd most likely be saved and gain power because of it. Gohan isn't sure that him joining the battle will help at all, since this isn't a battle about brute strength alone. After thinking about it for a few more seconds, Gohan knows what the correct answer is. He knows what he has to do to win this. Gohan shouts to Trunks to hold them off for a little longer, and Trunks nods to him, saying that he can probably hold them off for a few more minutes at most. Goku Black sees this as an opportunity to go after Gohan before he could come up with something, so he charges at him, only for Trunks to quickly blast him away. Gohan then asks Supreme Kai if he can use the Kai teleportation in this timeline, and Supreme Kai says he should be able to. Gohan whispers a location to him so that the enemies don't hear him, and they teleport away. But to where? What could Gohan's plan be? How will they defeat the immortal Zamasu and the infinite power of Goku Black? We'll discuss that and more in part 4 of What If Gohan Never Stopped Training. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave your opinions and counterpoints in the comments down below, and hit subscribe and the notification bell. That way you get to stay up to date on the channel and everything that goes on with it. If you're interested, please check out the merch store to support the channel in another way that gives you something in return. But till next time, peace!